So, you want to be a stalker in the zone, da? We'll see. If you're going to join our Project Zomboid Stalker server, you'll need to understand a few things. So listen closely, little stalker. Unlike your other Project Zomboid servers, here you'll not be selecting a spawn location or a profession. The zone doesn't care how good a cook you are. Instead, you'll be selecting your faction, and your faction selects where you start. Each of the 9 factions will change what traits you start with and what bonuses or ills you take. So take your time and carefully choose. Then you'll see we've expanded the list of possible traits. Since you can't easily start as a thief and steal all the cars in the whole world, you'll have the option to take a few starting levels in whatever skill you need. And you'll need some interesting skills to thrive in Stalker. Once you're happy with your loadout, you'll spawn in at your HQ. Unless you're a loner, then you'll spawn in a city near your HQ and we'll have a bit of a hike, but we'll be able to get right into the action. Take some time when you arrive at one of the 9 HQ points, the Mercenaries to the northwest, Freedom surrounded by farms, Monolith in the south, the military guarding the southeast exit, the Free Stalkers above Moldrop, Clear Sky a bit to the east, the Bandits by West Point, the Ecologists to the east by the power station, or Duty up north by the mall. Take a moment to explore the HQ and find all the shopkeepers around. They'll buy goods from you, and each will sell you a selection of goods, from food and water to guns, medical supplies, armor, and even a full exoskeleton. You'll also find the HQ's trader, who you can talk to be given a task to complete. They always need a little help and will reward your efforts. And they will remember those that have helped them in the past and offer more lucrative and dangerous missions in future. These tasks and missions will show up in your logbook, but you can ignore them if you wish to forge ahead on your own path, killing the creatures of the zone and looting on your own. But beware, the toxic gas zones that have popped up all over the map, they can kill you quite quickly. If you get trapped in them, or if the loot lust overtakes you. You can spend more time in these toxic zones if you find or buy a zone-grade gas mask. And no, those garbages you find at Harbor Freight won't work. Just add a filter and you'll be able to traverse the zones without harm. Until the filter gets used up, so maybe bring 2. You can also buy a Geiger counter to warn you if you're coming close to a toxic gas zone. Just listen for the clicks, then get out quicks. You'll also want to watch out for the red storms. When the air itself turns red, get inside or hide in a car. Otherwise, the lightning starts and you'll suffer some unpleasant burns. But don't worry, it should pass quickly. And to prove that you've listened to the briefing carefully, DM me the secret word Doofenshmirtz to the BackLog, and you'll be given the password for the server. Oh, and for those of you that are not familiar with how money works, maybe you're new to Ukraine and the zone, let me explain. In your stat menu, you'll find a new button called Wallet. Any money you find in the world or are given as a reward can be placed into your wallet and used to buy items from the shops, or can be used to trade with other players. Once it's in your wallet, it weighs nothing, but if you die, you'll likely lose much of it. So, do try to not die. Getting money is quite easy in the game. You only need to find it, or complete tasks, or you can sell items to the shop. Many items that would normally be considered junk in Project Zomboid and other items that are more valuable can be sold for small amounts of money, and even some items can fetch a good price. Though if you're trying to pawn off a manky, mostly dead gun, you'll be unlikely to fool them. You will want to save up and buy an echo detector and a gas mask and filters as soon as possible if money is to your liking, since the highest value items in the zone are the artifacts that you can only find in the toxic gas. Simply forage around in the gas, and if you're lucky enough, you'll run across an artifact or two. Some are more common than others, so don't be surprised if you get more for the rarer kinds. Sometimes a lot more, and some shops will pay more for artifacts than others, so explore widely. Another word of warning before we close. Though the server is not enforcing role-playing, do be kind to your fellow role-players, or kill them as necessary if they're from a rival faction. I mean, we want them to be realistic, so kill them without mercy, please. And in general, just be kind to each other and don't mess with the HQs themselves, since that would make me or one of the other mods have to do more work to fix your nonsense. And if you make me do more work in this game, you will be banned. But if you find a problem and report it, we would all appreciate it. Also, there are only a few story missions so far, but we will be updating them as we're finished testing them. Just to know that your reputation progress is being saved. So when new story missions are finished, they will unlock for you if you've already met the reputation requirements. And one of the mods has gone out of their way to plan some interesting stories and quests all around the map, including some extra non-faction shops. So, explore, have fun, and don't be jerks.